A strong day for the local share market today. Earlier I spoke to Martin Lakos at Macquarie Private Wealth. Martin Lakos, local share market investors had a spring in their step today, despite the dollar reaching new highs. How were the share volumes, though?
Yeah, Tiki, good evening. Well, it's been really interesting because the last 2 days the market really has marked time or ground higher on much lower volumes. Today we're up 66 odd points and volumes of nearly $6 billion, so almost back to their average. What was interesting, our performance outstripped the rest of Asia. Nikkei up 2%, but Hong Kong, Philippines, Singapore all up only about 1.2%. The key was that we saw big performances out of the resources sector, both BHP and Rio up over 2% each. In fact, Rio up 2.5%. And despite the dollar, as you mentioned it, and that dollar touched 103.31 an hour of trading time, Tiki, despite the stocks that normally get negatively impacted by the strength of that dollar, we're all up. Newcrest up strongly, up 2.5%, despite the gold price really being flat all day. And Brambles, which sees a lot of its earnings in US dollars, was also up over 2%. So some strange moves today, without a doubt, but nice to see the market rising, now back over 4,800 on the ASX 200 index. So, we'll be starting to talk about that 5,000 point ceiling, and whether in fact the market's got enough momentum to break through that.
Now, as we've heard, Colorado Group has gone into receivership. Myer has ruled out any interest, but might this be an early opportunity for Premier Retail's new boss, Mark McInnes?
Look, all we can do is really speculate at this point in time. They've gone into administration, and typically there'll be an administration process. Whether Premier decides to go and buy some distressed assets, we're yet to find out. But clearly, Myer's decided not to go ahead with that brand in that respect in buying a holding there. Don't forget that Colorado is currently held by a private equity group, and I think I recall that Premier may hold, or still hold, about 10% of the group as well. So that might be an obvious candidate. We have to wait and see.
And the industrial services group UGL has picked up a contract in the Middle East's largest economy, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, look, announcement by UGL, and the stock was up 2.3%, nearly 36 cents. It's announced a joint venture with the National Tri-Generation Company, a Saudi-based group. And they're basically, the joint venture is to provide integrated facilities in property management. Now, they've also got the ability to extend that joint venture into engineering services. Richard Lupin, the CEO, commented in the announcement that this really gives them a strong platform both in Saudi Arabia, but also to extend their existing businesses across the Middle East. And obviously the market voted with its feet, with the stock up 2.3%, as I mentioned before.
Martin Lakos, thanks for that. Always good to talk.
Thanks, Tiki. Always a pleasure.